A very good morning, students. Welcome back to online session. And today I'm going to explain you factors affecting on rate of corrosion and the cathodic protection. So what are the factors affecting on the rate of corrosion? What type of factors are affecting on the rate of corrosion? And another one is a cathodic protection. Yes. So let us see. The first topic is the factors affecting on the rate of corrosion. But before that, what is mean by the corrosion? Corrosion is nothing but decomposition of the metal with unwanted impurities in the environment, or decomposition of the metal with electrochemical reaction. That is called the corrosion. Yes. So let us see what are the factors affecting on the rate of corrosion. The rate and extent of corrosion depends upon various factors due to nature of metal and nature of corroding environment. Yes, so only two factors are there. One is the nature of metal and another one is the nature of environment. What is the nature of environment? What are the factors present in the environment? And what are the factors present in the metal? Yes, so there are two factors. One factor is the nature of metal and another one is the nature of environment. So let us see in nature of metal what factors are affecting, and in nature of environment what factors are affecting. But how many factors do we have? There are two factors affecting on the rate of corrosion. One is the nature of metal and another one is the nature of environment. The first one is factors due to nature of metal. The first factor is the purity of metal, and there are various factors in nature of metal. One is purity of metal, electrode potentials, position of metal in galvanic series, and the next one is the relative areas of anodic and cathodic and hydrogen overvoltage, physical state of metal, and nature of surface film. Yes, so these are the factors affecting on the nature of metal. Let us see one by one. The first one is the purity of metal. That means already I explained you why the metal is undergo corrosion. Is the pure metal is having the tendency to react with the unwanted impurities or not? Yes, of course. The metal is having the tendency to react with the dust particles in the environment because the pure metal is not existing in the environment. Why the pure metal is not existing in the environment? Because the pure metal is not stable. If the pure metal is stable, the metal will not react with the unwanted impurities, but it is unstable. But which form of metal is stable here? The metal which is in the combined state. Combined state is nothing but metal oxides, metal sulfides, metal nitrides. That is called the ore. Ore is stable in the environment, which is existing in the environment. So the pure metal is not existing in the environment because of more reactivity towards the dust particles. So let us see purity of metal. Heterogeneity of the metal is due to the presence of impurities which form tiny electrochemical cells at the exposed part. So the anodic part gets corroded. So because I said you now the metal immediately reacting with the dust particles, but wherever the electrochemical cell is generating, why the electrochemical cell is generating? Yesterday I explained you wet theory of corrosion. When the metal is exposing to the electrolyte, that means the moisture in the environment, what is happening over there? There are two portions in the metal. Some of the portion is acting as an anode and some of the portion is acting as a cathode. Wherever anodic part is there, that part is undergo corrosion, and wherever cathode is there, that part will not undergo corrosion. So generally anodic part only undergo corrosion. So here the pure metal immediately reacting with the dust particles and undergo corrosion, where the corrosion is taking place at the anodic part. And the next one, electrode potential. Maybe you heard about electrode potential in the electrochemistry. Metals with higher reduction potential do not corrode easily. They are noble metals like gold, platinum, and silver. Whereas the metals with lower reduction potential readily undergo corrosion. That means whatever the metals are having lower reduction potential are undergo corrosion fastly, and whatever the metals are having higher reduction potential, those are not undergo corrosion. Why? I explained you the electrochemical series in electrochemistry. In electrochemical series, whatever the metal are in the top position are with lower reduction potential. And whatever the metals are at the bottom position in electrochemical series are with higher reduction potential. If the metal is having lower reduction potential, that means the top metals in electrochemical series are acting as the anode. And the metal in the bottom position in electrochemical series are acting as a cathode. Just tell me where the corrosion is taking place, either at anode or the cathode. At anode, corrosion will taking place. Yes. So whatever the metal are in the top position, those are acting as the anode, and those are with lower reduction potential, and those are undergo corrosion. And whatever the metal are at the bottom in the electrochemical series with higher reduction potential, acting as the cathode, and there is no corrosion. Yes. So that is electrode potential. The metal with lower reduction potential undergo corrosion because these are acting as the anode, and the metal with higher reduction potential are acting as a cathode and are not undergo corrosion. That is electrode potential. And now position of metal in galvanic series. I explained you now what is the electrochemical series. What is happening in electrochemical series? The top metals are acting as anode, undergo corrosion. Bottom metals are acting as a cathode and protected from the corrosion. The same thing is happening in the galvanic series also. Whatever the terms are there in electrochemical series, whatever the conditions are there in electrochemical series, all are applicable in the galvanic series. But what is the difference in electrochemical series and the galvanic series? Yes, in electrochemical series, in between that we are having the hydrogen electrode, that is the standard hydrogen electrode, which is the reference electrode. In electrochemical series, reference electrode is a standard hydrogen electrode. That reference electrode, based on that reference electrode, we are going to find the electrode potentials of the remaining metals in the electrochemical series. So what was the reference electrode in the electrochemical series? Standard hydrogen electrode. But in galvanic series, the reference electrode will be the saturated calomel electrode. Based on the saturated calomel electrode potential value, we are going to find the electrode potentials of the remaining metals. Based on that, we are arranging the metals. But the same condition here, the top metals are with lower reduction potential acting as the anode, and the bottom metals with higher reduction potential acting as a cathode. Yes. So now you can explain, now you can understand what is happening in position of metal in galvanic series. The metal which is in the top position in galvanic series undergo corrosion. The metal is in the bottom position in galvanic series protected from the corrosion. So now let us just read out position of metal in galvanic series. Metals which possess lower reduction potential and occupy higher end of galvanic series undergo corrosion easily. Higher end is nothing but these are taking place in the top position. So these are acting as an anode and undergo corrosion easily. But metals which possess higher reduction potential and occupy lower end in the galvanic series and do not undergo corrosion, and they get protected, because whatever are at the lower reduction and top position acting as the anode undergo corrosion. Whatever with higher reduction potential are at the lower end protected from the corrosion. That is position of metal in galvanic series. So the first two are that electrode potential and position of metal in galvanic series, both are related to each other. Just let us explain based on the position of metal in galvanic series. When two metals are in electric contact in presence of an electrolyte, let us assume there are two metals. These two metals are in contact with each other in the presence of electrolyte. When the two metals are in contact with electrolyte, we know that one of the metal with lower reduction potential and another metal with higher reduction potential. No two metals are having the same reduction potential. Obviously, one is having lower reduction and another is having the higher reduction potential. But you know that lower reduction potential acting as an anode, higher reduction potential acting as a cathode. Anode and cathode. Which metal is undergo corrosion? Anode is undergo corrosion because highly active. Cathode is protected from the corrosion. That means there is no corrosion for the cathode. That is The explanation for position of metal in galvanic series here. When two metals are in electric contact in presence of an electrolyte, then the metal which is more active undergo corrosion. Which is more active here? Which is having lower reduction potential, because this is acting as anode, which is more active metal. So the rate of corrosion depends on the difference in their position in galvanic series. Greater the difference, more will be the extent of corrosion at anode. That means if one is having minus 2.03 and another one is having minus 1.99 volts of electrode potential, what is the difference? There is a difference is very, very less. So at anode, there is no much corrosion. When the corrosion rate will be more, when the difference in the electrode potential between the two metals are more. One is having minus 2.03 and another one is having plus 2.03. Just let us assume. What is the difference? There is a lot of difference between the two metals electrode potential. So in such case, the corrosion rate will be more. Example, the potential difference between iron and copper is 0.78 volts. How much difference? 0.78 volts. So which is more than between iron and tin? Iron and tin difference is 0.30 volts, but iron and copper is 0.78 volts. So where the corrosion rate will be more? In the first case, corrosion rate will be more because here the difference is more than the second case. So therefore, iron corrodes faster when in contact with copper than with tin. So on this account, the use of dissimilar metals should be avoided wherever possible. Yes. So that is a position of metal in galvanic series. And the next one, relative areas of anode and cathodic cells. The relative areas of corrosion is influenced by cathodic to anodic cells. If the metal has small anodic and large cathodic, anodic part is less, cathodic part is more, the rate of corrosion is very high. This is because the electrons are liberated at anode, which is consumed at cathode. If the cathodic area is larger, the liberated electrons are rapidly consumed at cathode. So this further enhances the anodic reaction, leading to increase the rate of corrosion. Yes. So this is about relative areas of anode and the cathode. And the next one, hydrogen over voltage. When a cathode reaction is hydrogen evolution type, if the cathodic reaction is a hydrogen evolution type. Yesterday we have seen in the wet theory of corrosion, at cathode one is absorption of oxygen and another one is the evolution of hydrogen. In such cases, the metal with lower hydrogen over voltage on its surface is more susceptible for corrosion. Wherever hydrogen over voltage is less, there the corrosion will be more. So since the liberation of hydrogen gas is easy at this condition, hence the cathodic reaction is very fast, which is turn makes anodic reaction fast. So hence the rate of corrosion will be increasing. Higher the over voltage, lesser the corrosion. Lower the over voltage, more the corrosion. That is about hydrogen over voltage. Next one, physical state of metal. Maybe metal is in the solid state or in the semi-solid state. Metals with small grain size. Maybe metals are with a small grain size or maybe in the bigger size. Metals with a small grain size have more tendency to undergo corrosion. But metal with more stress or strain also undergo corrosion easily. If the metal is having more stress, that means if it is having more cracks, crack is nothing but it is one of the stress. Wherever the crack will be more, there the water will be accumulating more. So what is happening? Wherever the crack portion is more, at that part the corrosion will be more. So whenever metals with a small size or whenever the metal with more stress, the corrosion rate will be more. And the next one, nature of surface film. If the corrosion product formed is more stable, insoluble and non-porous, it acts as a protective layer. Non-porous is nothing but it is not having any pores and the cracks. If it is non-porous, it is a protective layer and prevents further corrosion, isn't it? If the layer is a protective layer, there is no corrosion. But if the corrosion product is porous, that means whatever the layer is forming, if that layer is the pores, If it is having any pores, what is happening? That is acting as a non-protective layer, because through the pores, again, the dust particles will be reacting with the metal. So if it is non-porous, it is a protective layer. If it is porous, volatile and soluble, it will be non-protective. That is about nature of surface film. And the next one, factors affecting due to nature of corrosive environment. That is the second factor, that is nature of environment. In nature of environment, we are having various factors. One is temperature, humidity in the air, presence of impurities, pH value, and amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. Let us see one by one. Temperature. You can write by own also. What is happening if the temperature is more in the atmosphere? What about the moisture? Moisture will be less. So what about the corrosion? Corrosion also will be less. But whenever the moisture will be more in the environment, when the moisture will be more, when the temperature is less. So corrosion will be more, but rate of corrosion will be less. So temperature, the rate of corrosion reaction increases with increase in the temperature. If the temperature is more, rate of corrosion is more. Corrosion is less, but rate of corrosion is more. But when the temperature is less, corrosion is more, rate of corrosion is less. That is about the temperature. And next one is humidity in the air. Humidity is nothing but moisture. These two are relating with each other. If the moisture or humidity present in atmosphere furnishes water to the electrolyte, which is essential for setting up an electrolytic cell, electrochemical cell. So the oxide film formed has a tendency to absorb moisture, which creates another electrochemical cell. So if the humidity is more, corrosion will be more, but rate of corrosion will be less. If the humidity is less, corrosion also less, but rate of corrosion will be more. And next, presence of impurities. If the impurities are more, corrosion also more. If the impurities are less, corrosion also less, but rate of corrosion will be reverse. Atmosphere is contaminated with gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfides, and fumes of sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, etc. and other suspended particles in the vicinity of industrial areas. We know from where the impurities are releasing, from the industries and from the factories, and also some gases are present in the environment. These are all acting as the impurities. So they are responsible for electrical conductivity, thereby increasing corrosion. So if the impurities are more, corrosion will be more. Next, pH value. pH value of the medium has a greater effect on the corrosion. Acidic pH increases the rate of corrosion. If pH value is less, that is acidic. So in the presence of acid, corrosion will be more. That is pH value. And next one, amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. As the percentage of oxygen in atmosphere increases, the rate of corrosion also increases due to the formation of oxygen concentration cell. It means if the oxygen concentration is more in the environment, there is more oxide layer on the surface of the metal and corrosion also will be more. So the decay, that means the decomposition of metal occurs at the anodic part and the cathodic part of the metal is protected. That is about nature of metal and the nature of environment, which are part of factors affecting on the rate of corrosion. And the next one, corrosion control techniques. How to control the corrosion? What are the techniques we have to control the corrosion? One thing, tell me where the corrosion is taking place, either at the anode or at the cathode. At anode. If we convert that anode as the cathode, is there any corrosion? There is no corrosion if anode is converted to the cathode. Or if anode is coated with the cathode, is there any corrosion? There is no corrosion, because whatever the coating metal is that which is exposing to the environment, that is exposing to the environment. So if forcibly we are converting the anode as the cathode, or either anode is coating with the cathode, there is no corrosion. So like that, we can control the corrosion. So one of the important topic in corrosion control technique is the cathodic protection. The method of protecting the base metal. Base metal is nothing but the metal which is going to be protected. Whatever the metal we want to protect, that is called as a base metal. The base metal, by making it to behave like a cathode, is called the cathodic protection. That's what I said now. Whatever the metal we want to protect, we are converting that metal, or we are behaving that metal as the cathode to protect the metal from the corrosion. So there are two types of cathodic protections are there. One is sacrificial anodic protection and another one is the impressed current cathodic protection. Today I'm going to explain you only sacrificial anodic protection. Tomorrow I'll explain you impressed current cathodic protection. Sacrificial anodic protection. Sacrificial anodic protection. That means here anode is sacrificing. How anode is sacrificing? Just let us look into this. In this protection method, the metallic structure to be protected is connected by a wire to a more anodic metal, so that all the corrosion is concentrated at this more anodic metal. What we are doing here, whatever the metal we want to protect, that we are calling as the base metal. What we are doing here, whatever the base metal is there, that is connected by a wire to a more anodic metal. Whatever the metal we want to protect, that metal is connected to the another metal. That another metal is a highly active metal. Highly active metal is nothing but anode. Highly active metal is nothing but anode. But how we are connecting the base metal to highly active metal? With the help of the wires. So what is happening here? Our base metal is acting as a less active metal now, because the base metal is connected to the highly active metal, means our metal is acting as a less active metal. Less active metal is nothing but cathode. So our base metal is converted as a cathode now. Whatever highly active metal is there, the dust particles are attracted towards the highly active metal now. It is not attracted towards the less active metal. So all the dust particles will be reacting at the highly active metal. So highly active metal undergo corrosion, and whatever the base metal is there, that is protected from the corrosion. So that is sacrificial anodic. So the more anodic metal itself gets corroded slowly, while the parent structure, what is the parent structure here? Base metal is protected. Why the base metal is protected? Because it is a less active metal. It is acting as a cathode. So the more active metal so employed is called the sacrificial anode. Whatever the highly active metal is that is called the sacrificial anode, because it is sacrificing. So the corroded sacrificial anode is replaced by a fresh one when consumed completely. That means when the highly active metal is completely corroded, we can replace with a new one. Like that, we can protect the base metal. Metals commonly employed as sacrificial anode are magnesium, zinc, aluminum, and their alloys. These are acting as a sacrificial anode because these are having the lower reduction potential and occupies higher end in the electrochemical series, because these are acting as the highly active metals. The best example for sacrificial anodic protection is the ship hulls. Ship hulls, which is made up of steel, is connected to the sacrificial anode. Whatever the bottom of the ships are there, which are made of the steel. To protect the ship hulls, what we are doing, the ship hulls are connected to the sacrificial anode. So sacrificial anode will be undergo corrosion, and our steel part is protected from the corrosion. And the underground water pipelines, whatever the buried pipelines are there, oil pipelines or the water pipelines are there, that buried pipelines, underground pipelines are there. These are also protected by using the sacrificial anodic protection. By referring to the electrochemical series, the metal with lower reduction potential is connected to the base metal. So whatever the buried pipelines are there, these buried pipelines are connected to the highly active metals, same like I explained now. So like that, we can protect the base metal. So let us see the diagram for this. This is the diagram. See here, this is the metal and this is the another metal. So this is the base metal. Now we want to protect this metal. To protect this metal, what we are doing, we are connecting to the highly active metal with the help of wires. So when we are connecting to highly active metal, it will be obviously acting as a less active metal. So it will be undergo corrosion and it will be protected from the corrosion. And this is the example for sacrificial anode. This is made up of steel and it is coated with a sacrificial anode. Like that, we can protect this. This is the base metal and this is a sacrificial anode. This will be undergo corrosion, and this will be protecting from the corrosion. This is about sacrificial anodic protection in cathodic protection. Tomorrow, I will explain you impressed current cathodic protection and other topics. And thank you so much, ma'am. Remaining we will see in the next class.